Station Commander Valkyrie stared at the hunting report on her data pad, her crystalline appendages clicking in disbelief. The document had to be corrupted. No single being could possibly achieve these numbers in such a short time frame. Computer, verify hunting statistics for contractor Jake Morrison, human designation, she commanded. Verification complete. All data confirmed accurate. The AI responded in its maddeningly calm tone. The Xerion 4 Pest Control contract had been one of the Galactic Wildlife Management Bureau's most challenging assignments. The planet's ecosystem had been overrun by Krextai, vicious, fast-breeding arthropods that were devastating the agricultural colonies. Each creature was the size of a large dog, possessed razor-sharp mandibles, and could leap 15 meters in a single bound. The standard contract called for the elimination of 10,000 Krextai to restore ecological balance. Most licensed hunters took 2 to 3 standard years to complete such a quota, working methodically with specialized equipment and support teams. The Zentorian hunting clans, renowned across the galaxy for their predatory skills, typically needed 18 months minimum. Jake Morrison had requested the contract on a Friday. He completed it by Sunday evening. Commander, her aide, Officer Thrixvier, approached with obvious nervousness. The human is requesting immediate payment and asking if we have any similar contracts available. He says he's got a free weekend next month. Valkyrie's sensory organs dimmed in what other species might recognize as a stress response. Summon Morrison to my office. I need to understand how this is possible. 20 minutes later, Jake Morrison stood before her desk, looking remarkably unremarkable for someone who had just accomplished the impossible. He was tall by human standards, wearing simple clothing marked with various stains, and carrying what appeared to be primitive projectile weapons. Mr. Morrison, Valkyrie began carefully, our records indicate you eliminated 10,000 Krextai in approximately 64 standard hours. Our preliminary investigation suggests you may have used prohibited weapons or received unauthorized assistance. Jake's face creased in what humans called a smile. No, ma'am, just me and my gear. Though I did run out of ammo Saturday night and had to improvise a bit. Improvise? Officer Thrixvier interjected, her voice climbing several octaves. Well, Jake said, reaching into a container beside him. After the rifles ran dry, I switched to this. He produced what appeared to be a curved stick with a string attached. Valkyrie's translator struggled with the designation. A bow? You used a tension-based projectile device? Compound bow, yes ma'am. When I ran out of arrows, I started using rocks. Then I found this. He hefted what looked like a simple metal rod with a weighted end. Crowbar works great for close combat. The two alien officers exchanged glances of mounting horror. Mr. Morrison, Valkyrie managed, are you saying you engaged Krextai in hand-to-hand combat using primitive tools? Well, hand-to-mandible technically, Jake corrected. Those things are mean, but they're not that smart. Predictable attack patterns. Plus, they're crunchy. Crunchy? Thrixvier whispered. Yeah, like giant crickets. Speaking of which, Jake reached into his pack and pulled out what appeared to be a cooked Krextai leg. You guys want some? I grilled a bunch for lunch. Tastes like lobster. Valkyrie watched in fascination and revulsion as the human casually consumed part of a creature that had been terrorizing an entire planetary system. Mr. Morrison, she said slowly, most hunters require years to develop the skills necessary for Krextai elimination. How did you achieve such efficiency? Jake shrugged, a gesture that somehow conveyed both modesty and casual indifference to having redefined the concept of pest control. Growing up in rural Texas, ma'am, we had fire ants, wild boar, coyotes, rattlesnakes, and wasps the size of small aircraft. Compared to that, these guys were just bigger bugs. But the speed of elimination. Oh, that. Well, hunting season back home only lasts a few weeks, so you learn to make the most of your time. Plus, these Krextai made a lot of noise, so they were easy to track. And they tasted good, so I was motivated. Officer Thrixvier consulted her datapad. Mr. Morrison, we have 17 similar contracts across 12 systems. Based on current completion rates, they represent approximately 40 years of work. Jake's eyes lit up with what Valkyrie was beginning to recognize as enthusiasm. 40 years worth? That sounds like a fun summer project. Do any of them taste as good as these guys? As Jake Morrison left her office with enough contracts to reshape the galaxy's approach to pest control, Valkyrie made a note in her personal log. Recommendation: reclassify all hunting quotas based on human performance metrics. Also, investigate Earth's rural Texas region as potential source of additional contractors.